Judy Garland was born in Minnesota on June 10, 1922, under the name Frances Ethel Gumm in a family of traveling actors. Her acting debut took place at the age of 2.5, when she and her older sisters sang at a Christmas performance. The marriage of the parents was based on an honest word and a creative duo. The troubled relationship of her parents deeply hurt young Judy. There was no question of love. In addition, according to some biographers, the father harassed boys who attended a cinema owned by the family. In 1926, they moved to California to quell rumors about it. In 1929, the Gamma sisters, as participants in the children's dance school, made their debut in the movie The Big Revue, where they performed a song and a dance number. Other films followed. After arriving in California, the Gumm sisters decided to change their pseudonym to the Garland sisters. Frances changed her name to Judy. The band broke up in August 1935, and only Judy Garland remained of the entire band. In September 1935, the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer studio signed a contract with Judy, but did not know what to do with her. At 13, she looked older than her peers, but was too young for adult roles. During the first years of her work, she was forced to wear mouthguards and elastic discs to correct the shape of her nose. She worked in several popular and profitable films, and the studio demanded that the child's appearance be preserved as long as possible. Judy was put on a diet and her breasts were tightened. All this time, her mother, who served as her sole guardian and manager after the sudden death of her father, was not against such experiments. Judy's weight was within the normal range, but the studio required constant dieting. Throughout her life, she suffered from self-doubt, and this despite successful films, album recordings, awards, critical accolades, and her ability to gather full houses around the world. The uncertainty was compounded not only by squeezing into the Hollywood framework, but also by the fact that in comparison with the recognized beauties Ava Gardner and Elizabeth Taylor, with whom Judy studied, the latter was considered an ugly duckling. She was 17 when she starred in The Wizard of Oz as Dorothy. She became famous, won an Oscar, but paid too high a price. She was forced to adhere to a strange diet, black coffee, and up to 80 cigarettes a day. MGM executives were particularly strict in their constant attempts to actually starve the actress to death. Garland had caretakers who took away her plates of food at the studio store. She was given stimulants and other drugs to help finish the film, which was shot at a furious pace, and there was no time for sleep and to complete a grueling promotional show with her screen partner. All this led to substance abuse. Judy could no longer sleep without them, nor stay awake during the day. In addition, during filming, Judy had to endure harassment from actors playing the roles of midget munchkins from the Blue Country. These dwarfs often put their hands under her skirt, which drove the girl to despair. Thanks to the movie The Wizard of Oz, Judy Garland has become a symbol of their happy childhood for Americans, but her own was rather unhappy. This role became a star for her. Judy was recognized by sight, but alas, it was after this role that Garland left the foreground for a long time in the cinema, and it was there that she seriously undermined her health. Between harassment and ridicule from studio executives, hostility towards her domineering mother, and the belief that having a husband would protect her from all the various bullies in her life, 19-year-old Garland decided that marrying bandleader David Rose would be the perfect solution to all her problems. Despite ultimatums from both her mother and Louise Mayer, who both disliked the idea that the public would no longer be able to perceive Garland as a young and innocent drifter, Garland married on July 28, 1941. Garland quickly became pregnant, but Rose and several others convinced her to have an abortion. Garland and Rose separated after just 8 months, and they officially divorced in 1944. Judy married director Vincent Minnelli in June 1945. A year later, she gave birth to a daughter, Lisa, the same Liza Minnelli, but in 1951 this marriage also broke up. The age difference of 20 years, Judy's unstable character, drug abuse, as well as the fact that she once caught her husband with a man, caused tension in the relationship. Her last acting job at MGM was the musical film Summer Tour, during the filming of which she experienced serious health problems. In October 1951, Garland returned to Broadway in an absolutely nervous state, finally breaking his contract with MGM. Her performances over the course of 19 weeks have been breaking records for collections. Judy performed more than 1,100 times at various concerts and attracted crowds of spectators. The third husband, Sidney Luft, took on the role of manager. Their creative union led to the creation of the film A Star is Born, for the role in which Judy was nominated for an Oscar. Lorna and Joey, who also became actors, were born in the marriage. Luft was an avid gambler and alcoholic and spent most of Garland's earnings. She divorced him in 1960, claiming that her husband had raised his hand against her several times and tried to take away the children. In 1993, Luft tried to sell Oscar Garland for The Wizard of Oz. The Academy sued him, and he was forced to pay $60,000. In November 1965, Liza Minnelli, Judy's daughter, caught her mother's fourth husband, Mark Herron, in bed with her husband, musician Peter Allen. Lisa saved Judy's life several times by preventing overdoses. Already a successful adult, Minnelli got tired of supporting her mother emotionally and financially, and even banned access to her home in Manhattan. After Liza Minnelli got married and began to build her career, the position of permanent caretaker of Garland passed to her youngest daughter, Lorna Luft. Luft recalled how she dissuaded her mother from threatening suicide, and how difficult it was to cope with parents with the same serious addiction problems as her mother. Once, Garland even threw a knife at her son, Luft's younger brother Joey. Judy married her fifth and last husband, manager Mickey Deans, on March 15, 1969, 3 months before her death. He was 10 years younger than her, tried to save the actress and her career, but nothing came of it. On June 22, 1969, Judy Garland was found dead by him in the bathroom, 2 weeks after her 47th birthday. The investigation revealed that the cause of death was an accidental overdose of barbiturates, and there is no evidence of suicide. Her co-star in The Wizard of Oz, Ray Bolger, said at the funeral, "It was just worn out." A few facts about Judy Garland. Posthumously awarded the Grammy Award, she is the leader of the rating of the 100 Best Songs from American Films for 100 years. Her song Over the Rainbow takes first place in the list of songs of the century. She has been awarded her own American postage stamps twice. He has 2 stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and several prestigious film awards, including an Oscar. Her wax figure is on display at Madame Tussauds. Judy Garland is recognized as one of the greatest actresses in Hollywood,